Hi folks, the Filipina P here, and look who we have here. A newbie in the Philippines. Welcome Travis to Dumaguete.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us about yourself, your background. What do you do?
Well, I started off in the military. I was in both the Air Force and the Army.
Okay.
After I got out of the military, I became a nurse, worked in trauma rooms, worked in pediatrics.
Okay.
And then a couple of years ago, an opportunity dropped in my lap, and I kind of dabbled with the world of acting for a while.
Acting?
Yep.
Tell us about it. I'm interested.
It was a lot of fun. I started off, a lady named Susan Willis, who became one of my acting coaches. She cast me in background, and I got to see behind the scenes on how movies were made.
Okay.
And just fell in love with it, started taking some acting classes. And
Is it hard to act?
not really. I mean, we all, this made perfect sense to me once my acting coach told me this, but we all act every day. I mean, you're a parent, you act different to your kids, your friends, the people in public. So I mean, acting's just imagining yourself in another perspective or circumstance.
Oh, okay.
So-
So it depends on the situation, what you have to be that person or that persona at a
Right.
certain time.
Right, and just imagining yourself in what's going on in this imaginary world.
Okay.
So-
Well, can anybody be an actor?
Yeah, it's in my mind, yes, but it's not the glitz and glamour that everybody thinks it is. It's
No.
it's a lot of hard work and takes a lot of luck. Anybody can say, "Oh, I can do that," but when you get in front of the camera and then you think you're doing something, you look incredibly wooden when you go back, and
Right.
just very monotone. So you have to find the ways to unlock those characters to get into.
Okay, so
So-
what kind of exercises do you do? Do you talk to yourself in front of the mirror?
That's part of it. Like, even if you get a script with 3 sentences on it, you create a world for that character, the backstory, what brought them to why they're doing what they're doing. Every character is as good as the actor wants to make it.
Right.
And if it's not that good of a character, in my mind, the actor didn't make it that good of a character. So it all depends on how you develop whatever role you're in.
Okay.
So.
Well, what movies or TV series were you in?
I did a few. I got to be very fortunate and got to meet some very big A-list names.
Oh. Do tell.
I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop or not. I'll tell you later. But
Okay. Okay.
So I got to be, their stand-in, which is, we go in and we block the scenes and make sure the cameras are good, and go over lines with them sometimes if they want to.
Right.
I've also been in some lower budget movies, a lot of shorts for like film festivals and stuff like that.
Well, do you get roles like the villain, the hero, the lover?
I'm usually the bad guy.
Oh, the bad guy. I love the bad guys.
Good guys, you have to follow a straight and narrow path.
Right.
Bad guys, you can go nuts and just have a good time.
Oh yeah, I like
And I have
go bananas.
Yeah, and I have a serious face, so they always look at me as the bad guy anyway. Yeah, my kids call it my dad face.
Oh, your dad face.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so were you previously married? You mentioned you've got kids?
Yeah, unfortunately, my wife, she passed away 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And my kids are now, I'm an empty nester. My kids are, they're in college, about to start their own careers.
Okay.
Moving to different parts of the country. And I just kind of, after 2 years, just sitting around the house trying to figure out what to do next, I just started looking in different places, and kind of just decided one day, it sounds kind of morbid to say, but I've lived longer than I'm going to live. So if I don't get
Right.
off my butt and do something now, I'm not going to.
Right,
So,
right. So how old are you?
I just turned 50.
50?
Yep.
Wow. So you've got 2 kids and they're off to college now.
I've got one biological,
Uh-huh.
my son. He's about to finish up his master's, but I also have 4 stepchildren,
Okay.
and they're all off doing great things in the world and discovering the world for themselves now. So I could have afforded to stay in the U.S., but I would have never done anything than pay bills, go buy groceries, and go back home.
Why?
It's just gotten so expensive. I went from dual income, wife's unexpected passing,
Right.
brought married debt down onto single income.
Okay.
And so finally got all that paid off, but in the process, there was no wiggle room.
Right.
And I just got tired of the daily grind.
What are your future plans? This is your first time here in the Philippines, right?
Yep. Honestly, I have not made any plans other than coming out here, relaxing and enjoying life. I just went and put a deposit on a rental house.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, I mean, for right now, I consider being here for the long haul. So
Terrific. So how are you finding Dumaguete so far?
actually, I really like Dumaguete. I grew up.
Are you sure?
Well, she told me this. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, I really do.
Yeah.
I grew up in a rural part of South Carolina, so I like the smaller towns.
Okay.
This is not really like a small town, but it's got that small town feel to it.
Right.
I like the way that nature's incorporated into everything. Just
I
about.
know, right? Even though it's kind of it's raining at the moment, but yeah, it's still hot. So how are you holding with the humidity?
It's pretty much on par with South Carolina. So I didn't like it in South Carolina. I don't like it here. But I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens, it's still a good day.
Is this your first time traveling outside the United States?
Other than deployments with the military, this is the first one. Got my first official stamp on the passport. So.
Wow. Why in the world the Philippines?
That
Come on, be
being brutally honest.
yeah, be brutally honest.
I actually researched a bunch of different places.
Okay.
Number one, the language barrier was not that big of an issue here. I like the conservative nature of the culture, the family orientation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I grew up in a close-knit family, so I mean that's big for me.
Okay.
Just the friendliness of the people, and I'm a big fan of food, so that's another just a bonus for me being here because I love the food so far.
That was gonna be my second question because some foreigners love our food, some of them hate it. So far you're in the loving it side.
Yeah. I have not had a single dish that I have not liked so far.
Okay.
So, and I am not a picky eater
Okay.
at all. So if it doesn't crawl off my plate, I'll usually eat it. So.
Okay, so do you eat something with a face on it, like fish staring at you?
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you?
As long as it's not talking to me, I'm fine. So.
So what are your plans in the future? Try to meet people?
Try to meet people. I mean, I'm a very organic type of person. So if I meet somebody, right now I'm just meeting people, meeting friends, getting to know people. If anything develops from that, so be
Okay.
it. But I'm not actively looking for anything. So.
Well, the good thing actually that you did, you came here not because of a woman. You
Right.
came here because you want to check it out.
Right.
Yeah, because most of the foreigners who are, coming here, I'm not saying like all of them, but most of the time they come here for a certain person, and if it doesn't work out, somehow the Philippines is a bad place to be in. It's like, okay.
Yeah. No, I wanted to come and experience the place, the culture, the people before I started to try to get those ties. It kind of complicate things.
Right.
So
you don't want to, drop anchor.
Right.
Just yet.
Right. I
You have
wanted
to test the waters.
explore, just check out
Right.
different parts of the country, all that good stuff. So.
Okay.
But-
So how long have you been here?
This is my fourth day in Dumaguete, and I was before I came here. I was in Cebu for a couple of weeks.
How did you find Cebu?
Very busy.
Very busy.
It's a good vacation town, but it's not someplace I would want to live personally. I mean, a lot to do, but just not my taste.
Okay, not your cup of tea.
Right.
Okay, so Dumaguete is more of a laid-back community. You can just chill.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically it. Just it's chill. It's relaxed. It's I love the nature. I mean, you go to the parks and you see kids and families playing out there. I mean, you don't see that back in the States that much. So I mean, I so far I love it. So.
Okay, so when you first got here, like in the Philippines, what shocked you the most?
The traffic in Cebu.
Okay, you landed in Cebu?
I did. That was the most exciting taxi ride I've ever taken in my life.
That doesn't get old.
No.
You should have seen Manila. Manila traffic is like way worse. Maybe comparable with India traffic. Not
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Never been to India, but I've seen videos like, okay, no thank you.
Yep. But I mean, here I rented a bike and I just jumped right in. I mean, it's this.
So are you driving here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, a motorbike,
Motorbike.
car. Okay. How is it?
It's not bad once you understand the rules of the road.
Do you understand the rules now?
Yes, but I just hope the rules understand me. That's the.
Okay.
I haven't. I pretty much just follow the flow, and I watch what other people are doing, and if they're doing it, then they're not dead, so I can do it too. So.
Okay, so you just follow the leader.
Right. Right.
Okay, follow the leader.
Intersections took a little little getting used to, but.
Aren't you afraid that people are just gonna, turn right, but they're blinking to the left? Or have you Did you try driving at night here?
Oh yeah, I did that last night.
Okay. Have you
So-
seen people with, death wishes that they don't even have like the
The
headlights,
headlights on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, but
Was it a shocker?
no.
You were already expecting that?
Well, that and where I live in South Carolina, or where I was before I came here, it's
A bit of a Wild West kind of thing?
pretty much. I mean, we still have the same people over there with the death wishes. They just do it in bigger trucks. So
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it. Okay. Well, so far the food is okay. The place is okay. And the traffic is, you're getting the hang of it.
yeah, I mean, once you get out of Dumaguete, it's great. I mean,
Right.
I went up to Valencia yesterday, and that was a beautiful ride.
Yeah, I love
So-
Valencia. It's just that the brownouts there. Although anywhere in Negros Oriental, so what do I know? I just have to get a generator set for me, so I have like constant power. So let's talk about the people. So how are you treated so far?
With the local folks, great.
Yeah.
Another thing that was kind of shocking to me, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but
Oh, just
the rudest people I've met here have been Westerners. The other
Really?
Yeah, the other Americans I've met here.
okay. Do tell.
I'm staying at a hotel in Dumaguete, and
Okay.
said hello to a guy that was standing out front. He would I know he spoke English because he was talking to the security guard,
Okay.
and he turned over and stared towards me, and I just kind of said hello, good morning, and he just stared at me like I had just kicked his dog or something. So
That is weird. Well, you mentioned you're not into bars, not into that kind of scene, drinking. So what do you do for fun?
well, I mean, I'm not a frequent bar I'm not a frequent bar patron. I'd like to go out and have a drink every once in a while.
Right.
I like to read. I'm creative. I like to draw, movies, hiking, anything outdoors. So,
Okay.
and that's another reason I like it here, just because as much as I like nature, there's a lot of it here to see. So,
What were your family's reaction when you told them that you're moving to the Philippines? Do they even know where the Philippines is?
yeah, my son was all on board for it. He's kind of like me. He likes an adventure.
Okay.
My mom, she supports it. She knows what type of person I am. I've always been the adventurous person. I'll go anywhere, drop of a dime type thing.
Right.
So she's not extremely happy about me being on the other side of the planet, but she's supportive of it.
So what are the warnings they've told you before coming here? Are there any, warnings like, oh, don't do that or something? Like, be careful out there. You might get kidnapped.
Well, I mean, no, they're kind of used to me going to some weird places with the military, so they just, basically just be careful, good luck, keep in touch. You give us proof of life every 24 hours, that type of thing.
Yeah, like checking in, Mom.
Yep.
I'm still breathing. So we've talked about the things that you like and things that shocked you the most. What about the things that you hate so far? I'm sure there is something because it's not like puppies and rainbows here.
Oh no, it's not. I mean, every place has got its downfalls. The internet stability,
Yeah.
especially at the hotel I'm staying at, not good.
Oh.
And trying to shave with no hot water. That's going to take some getting used to.
Well, that is new. I should put that on the list. Yeah, the things that you don't think about back in the U.S., like, hot water, it's going to run all through the house.
Right.
The shower, the tap, your sink. But here, it's not really available, except for your shower.
Yeah, in the shower, I mean, and honestly, just because of the humidity and stuff, and I don't think I've taken more than one hot shower since I've been here.
Okay.
I've fully embraced the cold showers so far.
Well, I can never go back to doing that though. Although before, obviously we didn't have hot water in the house.
Right.
It's just that when I got used to the hot water, it's just like, oh, I can't. I even have to boil water if the power's out.
Yeah.
I have to boil water and then put it in a bucket and then do the tabo thing. It's just that I'm just so used to it. And I was like thinking back, how did I manage to survive without hot water before? Did you notice that some of the places here, they don't have toilet paper available, like in the malls?
Day one, I had to Google how to use a bidet. So, had never experienced one before in the West. Before I mess up and embarrass myself, I'm going to go to Mr. Google and find out how to use this thing properly. So.
Okay, so my next question for you, Travis, is the dynamic going on in the West. Like compare how are you treated by the opposite sex back in the West compared to here in the Philippines?
A lot more receptive. I mean, even just in regular general conversation, like if
Right.
I'm walking through the mall in the West and I ask if I stop a woman and say, not flirting, anything like that, just asking where a certain store is.
Right.
It's there's a lot of attitude,
Attitude?
a lot of needless attitude.
Why? You're just asking for a direction.
Right,
What is
right.
okay?
There's a lot of entitlement back there, males and females. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Here it's completely different. I mean, the first time I went to Robinson Mall, was asking where a bookstore was, and the couple that I asked not only told me where it was, but they walked me to there.
Took you there? Okay, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Would you have dated back in the West, though?
I tried.
You tried?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
How was it?
There's some very nice people that I met. Some of them are very good friends now, but
Yeah.
outside of that, there's also a lot of toxicity, just because their divorce is so prevalent. So everybody that's my age over there that's single now
Right.
is bitter from a past marriage or some other, whatever their past baggage is. For my reasons for finding another person would just be to share life's adventures with. I mean, the first thing when I learn something new, my first thing I want to do is go and talk to my significant other and be like, look what I found out, or
Right.
stuff like that.
Because no man's an island. I think I can't. It's just my preference. Some people would say, yeah, you'd be okay without having lots of responsibilities. You just have to take care of your own. And yeah, I think it's always nice to share things with a significant other.
Yeah.
And it's just sad what's going on in the West.
Well, I mean,
I've
it's politics, it's financial status, it's
Right.
it's a whole bunch of stuff just rolled up into a big pile of not good stuff. So I think everybody's entitled to live their life the way they want to.
heard. Right.
If they're not finding what they want where they live,
Right.
why would they not go somewhere else to find that? Everybody deserves happiness, and however you find it, more power to you. So,
Exactly. Obviously, I don't know you that much. I don't know you personally, and I'm seeing like you're a decent guy, you're a good-looking guy, and then you have something to offer to a woman. So there are a certain group of people back in the West, both men and women, that think that foreigners who come to the Philippines or Southeast Asian countries, they're either broke, old and dusty men. Do you think that's true?
Oh yeah, that's all of us.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are old and
Yeah.
dusty. You can't get a woman in the West, so you come here.
Yep. It's no, I mean, it's like I said, everybody deserves to be happy. If you can't find what makes you happy where you are, why not move? And if somebody else has something to say about that, I honestly don't care, because I'm not trying to make them happy. So
Right, exactly. For me, if you're not affecting my life in any way, shape, or form, then go, brother. Go where you're appreciated.
exactly.
You being here disproves those, assumptions. From your perspective, describe to us your perfect mate.
Definitely somebody feminine. Not submissive. I don't want a submissive person. I don't want a follower. I want a partner to just explore life. I mean, wake up in the morning, decide we want to go travel or go hiking or just stay at home and do crossword puzzles, whatever. Just
Yeah.
somebody just that I can't wait to see to just do the normal day-to-day stuff with.
Right, something that you can connect with.
Right.
And feminine. And friendly,
That's a must.
as a must.
Sense of humor.
Yep. Wacky sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what about the age?
I just turned 50. Everybody that knows me will tell you that I probably act more along the lines of 13. So, but I mean,
We'll never grow up, I think.
yeah, we're still the same dorky teenagers. We're just in older shelves. I mean, sometimes I act more like a kid than my kids do, and sometimes I do it on purpose just to embarrass them. But still, yeah.
Right. So, do you see yourself living here full time? I mean, I know you've just been here for like a.
Yeah, I'm still in the honeymoon phase of coming to the Philippines. But honestly,
Right.
it has lived up to what I was hoping it was going to be. I did about 9 months of research just on the Philippines before I came out here.
Okay.
I even emailed you a couple of times, asked some questions, but
Yeah.
so far it's lived up to all of my expectations. And
Well, that's great.
I'm planning on staying here.
Are you planning to check out other countries as well?
No, I'm still, at 50 years old, I'm still trying to grasp the English language, so I don't
Right.
want to go somewhere that's going to have a
Oh,
huge
yeah, that's
language
right.
barrier.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Um,
it is like a deal breaker for me too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, politics and world events and all that stuff plays into where I would, where I was looking at living, and that was another bonus for coming here. So, a lot of the other places in the world, they might be pretty, but I don't see myself going there for geopolitical reasons. So,
Hypothetically, just in case, Philippines, what are your exit plans?
if I just wake up one morning and I'm completely miserable,
Right.
America's I would probably go back to America, find someplace rural, out in the country. and
Deep
just-
in the woods.
Not so much in the woods, but small town,
Right.
someplace affordable, and just try to, I guess, reestablish and start over out there.
Yeah.
But that's not in the cards right now. But that is the backup plan.
Okay.
So-
So when it comes to your financials, I hope I'm not intruding. How much do you have to spend here in Dumaguete? Because it's different in each city.
Yeah.
So how much do you think is your monthly budget for a single guy without a girlfriend?
I've budgeted for myself, and when I budgeted, I didn't do it on the cheap. I did it with extravagances, going out 3-4 nights
Yeah.
a week, stuff like that.
Not living like a Filipino, like, from...
Yeah, it's life, but I'm semi-vacationing through life right now.
Exactly.
But I budgeted in between 18 and 2,000.
Okay.
And like I said, I haven't even reached that yet. So
Okay, that's great. Yeah, because some people would say, oh, I can live here like for $500 a month. Oh, sure, you can. I mean, don't get me wrong. It depends on what kind of lifestyle you have.
yeah,
We had less than that growing up.
I didn't set myself up with false expectations of coming over here and living like a king or anything
Exactly.
like that. I wanted to maintain maybe not so much the level with the conveniences and stuff like that, but at least the same financial security that I had back home. So
Right.
along those same lines.
What are the things that you've seen, reality versus expectations?
Nothing too bad, but some people try to portray it a little more on there's nothing ever going wrong here. It's
I
all
know.
unicorn farts and rainbows. It's,
You are doing a disservice to other guys who are
Yeah.
thinking of coming to the Philippines because you're like not, giving misinformation, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's not always poppies and rainbows. No, I think nowhere in the
no,
world.
I mean, there's real people living real lives here. So there's going to be real situations that come up that are not ideal. I mean, it's
Right.
everywhere you live, no matter who it is. I mean, you have to have that expectation that you're going to face that when you get over here. I mean,
Exactly. And for those people who are, like pet lovers,
Mm-hmm.
animal lovers, have you seen
yeah,
stray animals?
yeah,
Brace yourself when you decide to live here.
and be very cautious when you're driving a motorbike because sometimes they like to sleep in the road.
Yeah, I know, right? And they thought that I was exaggerating when I said, yeah, there are cows, there are dogs,
Oh,
there are
yeah.
goats in the road, and some people sometimes.
Yeah, I've even experienced a friendly goat that followed me around for about 3 blocks. Just took a liking to me.
A goat. So what about poverty, though? I mean, I know there's poverty everywhere. Well, you haven't seen the big cities like Manila.
Well, I saw some of it in Cebu.
Yeah, Cebu.
It sucks. It's just like, because we have poverty back in the States, but I mean,
Right.
I don't know, it's different. It's a different type of poverty, though, because a lot of the places back in the States, at least, and I'm speaking from the outside, looking in, but
Yeah.
a lot of it, I think, is self-imposed. What really impressed me, especially over in Cebu, because walking over to like Ayala Mall from the place I was staying,
Right,
I had to go through an alleyway that had, a lot of poverty in the alleyway, but
right.
they weren't just sitting on their butts doing nothing. They were either cooking, trying to sell stuff, or they were selling fruit, or they were sweeping the sidewalks, or they weren't just being a waste of oxygen. Even though people are in poverty here, there's still a sense of pride. They still have their personal pride. Now, I like that.
Yeah, because I interviewed a family who are street people in Cebu. Yeah, they shower. They even showed me where they shower and
Yeah.
where they sleep, and they're not filthy. Because a lot of people on the comment section, they're just like, oh, you're sure they're homeless?
Yet their personal pride is still there. They still have pride in themselves, who they are. It's just they're just a bad situation at the time.
So what advice can you give to other men back in the US thinking about retiring early?
Definitely do your research. Find out if the customs, the culture, the laws are going to be something that you can live within. And the scariest part of any journey is the first step. So I mean, if you're going to do it, get up, take the steps, and do it. I don't regret it one bit so far.
So far, I have to check in with you after a year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And have the same conversation like, Travis, how are you doing, buddy?
Manage your expectations. Don't believe all the hype on all the YouTube videos that you see from some folks. Come over single. Don't come over with a long distance girlfriend. Don't come over with somebody you met on the internet. Just come over single, experience the place for yourself, and decide what you want to do while you're here.
Give the Philippines a chance. Maybe you'll find it here. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for your time, Travis. It really was a pleasure chit-chatting with you.
It was my pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
Well, folks, you know the drill. I'll be back in 3 more days with something new. So, stay tuned. Bye for now. If you think about it, I'm like Bond, James Bond, delivering classified intelligence for your eyes only. With a license to kill misinformation and bad advice, it's my mission to get you the truth about the Philippines. All I ask for my Secret Service is that you give a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to my channel, and visit my Patreon page for extra content and exclusive features. And while you're waiting for your next debriefing, check out some of my other videos too. Well, that left me a little shaken, but not stirred.